Okay guys, so it's part 2 of my 4-part series of how I dispute using the Metro 2 strategy. So today I'm going to show you how I incorporate using the Metro 2 strategies when disputing collections. So Capital One has a pretty decent card called the Platinum. Okay, so I like to give stuff away and I like to pass around a way to get those collections removed off the credit. Did you know that most collection clients receive the star letters or star email? Okay, so I'm about to dispute a collection. Okay, so this is actually a real account that I'm going to dispute. I just have like over here where their name and address is, like I just have something bogus there just for privacy purposes. But however, this is a real dispute letter that I'm about to send out later on this afternoon. Okay, so with this collection, the first thing that we're going to go to here, again, if you're following my yellow circle here, account name, which is header record field 12, LVNV funding. Okay, so my dispute reason here, and again, at the account name with collections, 100% always do a dispute reason there. That's important because with a collection, they have to actually validate the validity of the account, and verify that it's yours and all that. So we're going to raise every question aside from saying that this is outright fraud, unless it really is fraud. So here my dispute reason is going to be, so I'm going to say error misreporting. So the reason why I'm putting error misreporting by the account name, and I'm going to put it here with the account number as well. And remember, I always do this with collections because I'm questioning the entire account. Okay, so under account type, base segment character field 9. Okay, so there are some discrepancies here where Equifax is saying that the account is open, okay? Experian is saying that this is an installment account. A credit card is not an installment account. Just saying. And then TransUnion is saying that this account is open. So my dispute reason here, I think I'm going to say something like this. I'm going to say, I challenge the validity of these reportings across the board. Okay? Because that's just not right. Especially how Experian is saying that it's an installment account. That's just wrong reporting. And when you're disputing any collection, you never want to allude to the fact that it is your account. And you also never want to lie if it is your account and say that it's not your account, okay? So for me, I stay in the warm middle with it. I don't lie on my disputes because we are a Christian company, and I pray over all of our dispute letters. And so I ask God to bless all of my clients with favor with their credit reports. So I'm not going to be doing that and lying at the same time. It just doesn't go. But that's just me. So with that being said, stay truthful and use strategy to dispute. Okay, so account type detail, base segment character field 8. I challenge the validity of these reportings. And I'm going to put that across the board and you see how Experian is under account type detail, they're saying debt buyer. That can kind of let you know whether or not the account has been purchased by the debt buyer, or if the creditor, the original creditor, has hired the collection agency to recoup funds for them. So just a little tip there, if you ever see that this is a debt buyer, then that is basically them saying that the account is purchased by that debt buyer and they're not working for them. And also, if the debt buyer actually owns the account in its entirety, it also means that if you ever had to actually go back and settle that debt, then they'd have more wiggle room to negotiate more with you. Because if they are hired by the original creditor to recoup the debt, then they already have stipulations in place of how far they can go as far as doing settlements. That usually is already in place. But if they own the account, it's kind of more free reign. You have better flexibility there with negotiating. But we're not trying to pay anything. We're trying to get it deleted. So back to this. Okay, so where it says account status, base segment character field 17A. For here, I'm going to put this, error misreporting. Over here where TransUnion is not reporting anything, and I can clearly see because I have my base segment character fields highlighted in red that are required. So this is required. So this is a clear Metro 2 violation. So I want to make sure that I put that there, let them know that I'm calling them on that and make it stand out. So I'm just going to highlight it in yellow here. So next we have date open. So that's going to be really important with collections, especially if you are looking to see if the debt has been re-aged. But if I start talking about that, that's a whole nother video, so we're not going to go there. But always remember to keep an eye out on the date opened of all of your collections, and especially if they have been like a charged off credit card account or a charged off installment loan account. You're going to want to compare it to the date that the account was actually charged off to see if they re-aged the debt, because if they have re-aged the debt, then you can file suit against them and get you some money. Okay, but so date open across the board, they're reporting the same date. So here, since I do want to have a dispute reason here, I'm just gonna put something here concerning the date. Simple. I'm just gonna put error incorrect date, just to kind of make them look back over things to go over the date. This okay, so date closed, that doesn't apply because this is a collection account that is not closed. So we're not going to worry about that. So we're going to go down to the balance. Now with the collections, always put something where the balance is too, and always challenge it. So here under balance, I'm going to put this. I think I'm going to use this reason. That says, error, I have not been proven to be legally responsible for this account. Please remove. Okay. So we're gonna put that there across the board, and you see my thing kind of jump there, but I'll go back and fix that later. Right now we're just worrying about putting everything in. And remember, this is Word, so you know you can play with it as much as you need to. So terms, surprisingly enough, terms is a required field because it is missing and not there. I'm just gonna go back here and I'm going to copy the Metro 2 error message that I used previously, and I'm gonna just paste it in there and use that. And so where it says term here and it says 1 month, like that's sketchy and questionable. So I definitely want to address. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna input error incorrect term. And of course, I'm going to highlight it because that's me. Like, you get a dispute letter from me, it's going to be highlighted to the moon, and it's going to be all kinds of colors and everything in it because I want you to see what I want you to see. That's just how I've always been. Okay, so credit limit missing but required, right? Because that is the base segment character fields are in red, so that lets you know that it is a Metro 2 compliant requirement. So here across the board, I'm just going to put that there is an error, CDIA violation there, and Metro 2 compliance error. Okay, so here where the high balance is, I want to challenge that as well. So I'm going to put error misrepresenting balance, and I'm going to highlight that, of course. And then I'm just gonna copy and paste it over on the rest of my things there. Okay, past due amount does not. And next where we have the payment status, as you can see, there's no Metro 2 fields or anything required for payment status on a collection account. So I'm not going to touch it. You can put a dispute reason there if you feel like you want to, but just for this particular account, I'm just not going to touch it because I have like so many other dispute reasons here, and that one is really not important. Same thing with the comments here. Now, if there were derogatory comments where they were saying certain things, then I would probably dispute that. But these comments are, I'll just leave that alone. And also with data first delinquency, I'm not going to touch that. Dispute status, I'm not going to touch that either. Okay, and where it says original creditor, of course we're going to put something here, and what I have chosen to put here is this. So this says error misreporting is fraud. So I want to clearly let them know that, and I want to challenge that. I'm not saying that they are misreporting, but I'm definitely challenging that in that way. And so where it says bureau code, they actually are reporting the bureau code correctly. We're not going to touch it just because we're just not. And last reported doesn't really matter. We're not going to touch that either because that could vary across the board to all bureaus. So anyways, so here is the rest of the dispute letter. And as you can see, of course, it is turned into 4 pages. But however, I'm going to break this down because I don't like to send anything that's more than 3 pages long. But I have my ways of kind of just doing that and making it fit in. So again, and I think I said this on the last video, but I'm going to say it again in case you didn't see the first series. So of course, we're not going to send this letter in this way to TransUnion. What we're going to do is this, and we're going to do this for all 3 of our letters. Since this is Word, it makes it so much easier for us to kind of just go in and take things out and, you know, just kind of put things in different places. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to highlight the Equifax and Experian column, and I'm going to cut it out, right? So once I've cut it out, which is done, see, it messed up my letter, but I'm going to fix it, okay? And I'm just going to spread this out. Okay, and so it looks like this, and now it's 3 letters again. Yes, okay. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to print it out now. So I'll go to print. I'll print this out, you know, I'm not going to actually go do it now, but I'll go and I'll print this out, and then I'll just kind of just save it if I want to save it. Like if you need to save it for your records, just go ahead and save it and then print it. And then I'll just kind of back out of where I took the other 2 columns out. And if I'm going to take another column out, I'll just go in and I'll take, you know, Equifax's column out and cut that. And I didn't cut it. And so for the other columns, you'll do much of the same. You'll just cut the columns out, and like even if you need to paste them over to the side for a second while you get things correct the way you want it, that's fine too. Whatever works for you. I know that this can seem like the long way of disputing or creating dispute letters and things of that nature, but I'm just showing you guys one strategy and one way that I dispute and one way that works for me. So there's many other ways that I use that work for me. I just wanted to kind of show you something that could really be beneficial to you and that you could use, something that I knew for sure that could actually help you. And it's just about, for me, being strategic with my disputes. If you notice here, like as opposed to just kind of doing a letter saying, hey, you know, the date is wrong or whatever, I'm pointing out so many other dispute reasons, and I'm challenging the collection in so many other areas than just one maybe specific area that I'm saying, or I'm not just asking them to verify or validate the debt and that's all. I'm challenging many different things here. So just keep that in mind when you're disputing and you're disputing your collections. Also, you want to check Innovis always, because that's the 4th largest credit bureau. We want to see what they're reporting on you. And if you have anything reporting on Innovis, you'll make a column for Innovis, you know, LexisNexis, and whatever other bureau that you are disputing with. So I hope this video helped you out. Stay tuned for next Friday's video at 10 a.m. It'll be series 3 of my Metro 2 disputing series. Is of 4, and that one is going to be on MISC pay. I'm going to show you guys how to use the Metro 2 strategy along with strategic disputing to get your missed or late payments either removed or updated, however it is that you need it to show up on your credit report. Okay, so I will see you next Friday. Bye.